What's up guys, welcome back to FarmStrong. My name's Jack. It is Tuesday 3rd of March, it's the afternoon just after lunch, and we are out currently in a wheat field and we are spreading some fertiliser. So I'm just here with a fork truck with a couple of bags on the front of it, pulls out in a 724 with a spreader on it. It's great to be back actually doing some field work and feeling like a farmer. You can see weather, lovely blue sky, sun's out. Managed to actually get on and spread some fertiliser on our grass last week. So weather dried up just enough for us to get on and travel. And actually the fields are travelling fairly well, to be honest. I'll probably pan around and show you some clips in a sec. But we're out putting some nitrogen sulphur compounds, so 27N, 12S, out on the first and second wheats. So walked the fields with the agronomist this morning. Things are looking pretty good. Some of the wheats are definitely looking pretty forward, but I think definitely a good time for us to get some fertiliser on and give it all a kick. So yeah, I'm just on the truck, going to be loading Paul. I think we've got 4 fields to get around here at home, and then we'll be popping to our contract farm tomorrow to start spreading there. So I thought I'd just come and show you some of the tram lines where we are travelling. And for the wet Jan and February we've had, the field's travelling surprisingly well, I'd have said. Not that we particularly have a problem with drainage, or well, we do have some wet areas in some fields, but yeah, even walking the fields this morning, no mud sticking to the boots, everything's looking pretty firm. In this field in front of me, we've got a first wheat, Dawson, X-Oats, and yeah, as you can probably see on the camera, it's looking pretty healthy, nice and green, not looking too hungry, and it's probably height-wise just up to the top of my ankle boots in here, so looking pretty healthy. Haven't got any disease pressure yet. Probably some oat volunteers kicking about, as you'd expect, but all looking pretty good. And then next door, so the field actually splits opposite the gateway here where the truck is. We've got a second wheat, Oxford, which is looking similarly good really. I'm not sure, the field probably splits somewhere here. Can't quite see the difference in the crop there, but pretty similar really. Perhaps the Oxford's got away a little bit quicker, a little bit more height in it. So we've got these 2 fields to spread, fert in, and then two down the road. Just running bags from the yard down to the gateway to fill the spreader from there. I'll probably load up a trailer for the couple of fields we've got down the road, as that will save having to run bags down on the forklift, which will probably be a bit safer and easier. So I'll show you loading up a trailer in a bit. We'll just stick it in one of our older 10-ton grain trailers, save any strapping down. We'll just hang on in the field gateway here and pull them back up in the spreader, and then we're not making too many tracks in the field. Just wait for Paul to get his ladder hung over the edge, and then we'll pull the bags over the top. Running these empties back, and we'll pick up 2 more. Bring them down to the gateway again. So we've got the nitrogen sulfur compound stored up in our Dutch barn up here, whereas we ended up moving the urea and nitram out of here because it was in front of it. So we'll pluck another 2 bags. Just tried to show you the Fert spinner running up close, but obviously I'm rather in the firing line of the fertiliser then. So I've got it out in the distance there. What a beautiful day to be a farmer. Definitely feels like spring is here after what felt like a fairly long winter, but as soon as it's behind you, feels pretty good. I think Paul's going to draw up and we're going to chuck these 2 bags in. Going to stick 4 ton in the trailer so that we haven't got a ferry to and from the field. Can run it down with the forktruck and do it all down there. Try and drop those in the middle. Off down the road now. Trailer with 4 bags in. We've got 3 ton in the spreader. Got just enough room off the road here and in front of the gateway to pull the trailer up and get the bags out. Just going to load the Fert spreader over the poacher block. Saves having to come down and move a gateway log, so you can get the spreader in there. It is the following morning now. We've got a bit of a misty, foggy morning. Thought it was probably going to lift after getting up this morning, but it's hung around. We're getting on to sort of 10, 11 o'clock now, but back on some fertiliser. I've actually got some urea going on here at 125 kg a hectare. So Paul's been out busy. I was a bit late to the party, but just finishing up a couple of fields here now and then moving on down the road. Just hooked up, got the beacon on, so we're off down the road. Quick look at how foggy and misty it is this morning. So just pulling off the main road now. It's only a short trip. 3 or 4 minutes. We'll go and drop the trailer off and then just fill it up with some empties and take them home. Thing of empty bags here, and see if we can just squeeze this up in the negative. It's a bit lower. Aha! Just stacked up the empties out the trailer so we can put that in the barn, and that lot with the rest of the empty sacks. Into the afternoon now, I'm nearly done for the day, but still getting the urea on the wheats. Change of equipment for me, got the pivot steer JCB out as we're up at the other farm. Not many jobs that I actually prefer a pivot steer for, but loading fertiliser is probably one of them. It's just nice that you can get a bit of waggle on the end of the boom when you're emptying those last bits in the bags, and sitting in the middle, visibility is not too bad either. So yep, can tick the box for loading fertiliser for a pivot steer, but I must admit I do prefer the Kramer for pretty much everything else. So yeah, just rounding up now, probably got an hour left, and then that's all the wheats. It's nitrogen on all the wheats across 3 farms over the last couple of days, so nice to get that box ticked. Weather's been playing ball. We'll obviously hope for a bit of moisture to help get the fert into the plant, get them growing, and yeah, keep everything looking good. It is a lovely Thursday morning, sun's just coming up. A little bit mist and fog about, but I don't think we'll be as bad as yesterday. Looks like Dad's got the sprayer out. So I think Dad's got some spraying recs from the agronomist here on Tuesday, so I think getting the antifreeze out and filling up clean water by the looks of it. Class is out. I think we've got Borehams, who are local Deutz and Kuhn dealers. We bought a drill off them with the equipment grant, and they're coming to fit some pre-em markers, so that's the cruiser was in the way, so glass has been pulled out to get that out, and we'll put that out. We'll put that back in the shed once it's done. I said it yesterday, but definitely feel like a farmer again. It's nice to have a busy, noisy farmyard, things out the sheds. Definitely glad to leave winter behind. And very bright sun this morning. Can't even see it. So Michael's picked the drill up with the voucher. He's going to take that back up to the other farmyard. Get its pre-emergence markers. Just back the cruiser in with the class. Bit tight getting it in here around the front of the shed, but thanks to some gentle guidance from my father, I've got the job done. Just round at the chem store, popping a few bits in that we've had delivered. Just finished helping Dad get the sprayer ready, sorting a few little jobs on that. So it's all good to go when it's out in the field. But what I wanted to show you guys was that little red marker there. Water tanks are full. So all that rain this year's done the trick. So that's 60,000 litres of rainwater ready to go. If the tanks are full, I'm assuming our overflow has hopefully been running all right. I can't see a massive wet patch on the floor down here. I think that's just dripping from the dew and the sun getting out this morning. So hopefully that means overflow is working. We've also fired up the seed cleaner finally this week. So just getting through the last crop, cleaning through the last crop of grass seed. We'll go in and have a quick look around. It'll be very noisy, so perhaps I'll film and do some voiceover. In front of us here is the pit where we tip the seed, and then a couple of conveyors will take that up to where it needs to go. The orange trailer in front of us there is the waste trailer, and then the yellow trailer with the Ford 5000 on is the trailer that collects all the clean seed. The big unit there in front of us is the dust extraction. So climbing up the stairs on the left, you can see where the clean seed is coming out. Long conveyor takes that across over the trailer. In front of me here is a oscillating gravity table. So this does the main bulk of the cleaning. As you can sort of see in front, you've got a big sieve on the top there, and there's a number layer of sieves which separate all the waste from the cleaner seed. Some of that seed will go back around. There's a rotary drum cleaner there with 3 drums behind, and then this is the long conveyor which takes the clean seed out into the trailer, as you can see. And then just walking along here, you can see into the waste trailer and a top view of the pit, and you can see where the conveyor moves along the bottom there, taking the seed out of it. Just a very brief and whistle-stop tour of the seed cleaning plant there, and this is just me starting the Ford 5000 to move the trailer forward so we can fill up the back. It is now a pretty chilly Friday morning. Well, chilly compared to yesterday's sunshine. Not too much going on the farm today, so nothing really to show you, but just spent the morning in the office catching up with a few jobs. Did end up meeting with a couple of guys yesterday afternoon who came to talk about, because we're in the Thames Water catchment area, there's some grant funding that can be available for us. So they came from a farming advisory group and just giving some advice on some grants that may be available, and we may wish to take up upon with a window opening sort of April, May time, I think. So that was interesting, always good, and free advice. So happy to hear what they had to say. But yeah, just in general, great to be back out doing some field work this week, have some tractors out the shed, and long may some better weather continue. It's definitely spring feels like it's sprung now. So looking forward to having a bit more adrenaline, a bit more get up and go as the weeks crack on, and I'm sure before we know it, it'll be harvest. But as always, I hope you've enjoyed this week's content. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon.